friends, welcome to Cook to Nourish. In today's episode, I just wanted to talk about the different brands of coconut milk that are AIP. And this is really important because I wanted to bring to your attention the brand that I had been using and that I had also mentioned in a lot of my videos and shown that was AIP compliant, that is Aroy D coconut milk. So I was, working with the impression that this is AIP compliant based on what is in the label here. On the label on this carton, right, that's available here in the USA, it just says ingredient, it just says coconut milk 100%. And that is the reason, I took that at face value and I was really using that. And I've also mentioned in a lot of my videos that is an AIP compliant brand. Also in my book, actually, my cookbook also, I have mentioned that Aroy D is a compliant brand. And it's just not me alone. There's a lot of other, AIP folks who also thought the same. But recently it has been brought to my attention by another blogger who did some research in Europe. And I will post a link in the description box for her detailed blog post where she has exposed the truth about Aroy D coconut milk, where she was able to find the same package, the same kind of carton that is sold in the USA in Europe. And there, however, the same carton has another sticker label on top of the ingredients, which she was able to peel off, and then when you peel off the label, you still see this same label that is the US label, but on top of that there was a label particularly for the Europe market, which actually said that it has in something else besides coconut milk and water. It said that it had another stabilizer, which is E435. I researched about it, and that is actually also called as Polysorbit 60. So it is an emulsifier that is used. It is a food grade emulsifier. However, when it comes to AIP, we have to really avoid any kind of other additives or chemical additives, because we do not know what kind of impact it will have on the gut. In researching a little bit more about Polysorbit 60, it seems like it's an approved ingredient for food and cosmetics, but I just didn't get a lot of safety information about it. So I am not very comfortable using this brand going forward. More than anything else, I feel like I don't trust this manufacturer anymore, because it says 100% coconut milk, but now we know that it is not 100% coconut milk. I don't know how they got away with the labeling here in the USA. My guess is that the labeling conditions are a little bit less stricter here in the US than it is in Europe, and that's why the company was able to get away with just saying that it is 100% coconut milk. But the very fact now, thinking about it, the very fact that it says ingredients coconut milk 100%, that itself is like flawed, because coconut milk is not an ingredient. It's not a natural ingredient. Coconut milk is usually made from coconut water, right? So it should have been written as coconut and water, but since it just says 100% coconut milk, it is not. It does have a stabilizer. And looking back, I can see that, that's the reason it never separates. And that's one of the reasons I used to like this brand, because it's really because of its consistency. Having said that, am I completely going to avoid this? Not really, because I'm not in the AIP elimination phase, so I don't really need to be that strict. So I am, if I don't get any other, milk, then I may use it occasional basis, but I am definitely going to reduce this to an occasional basis and move to some other brands. Now, other brands also may mostly have some, thickeners or emulsifiers like guar gum. So guar gum is another ingredient that is present in many canned coconut milk products, and it is not AIP compliant. So that is the reason, there are very few AIP compliant brands. So now that Aroy D milk is also out of the equation, the only couple brands that I know of in the US that are AIP compliant are Native Forest Simple. Now what I have here is a Native Forest, but it is a Native Forest coconut cream, which also incidentally has a little bit of guar gum. Again, I just use this on a very occasional basis. And however, Native Forest Simple, that is a brand that is only coconut and water. So that is an AIP compliant brand. However, you have to be cautious. Native Forest has two brands. It has Native Forest Simple and Native Forest Classic. And the Classic again has guar gum. So always when you're picking up coconut milk, always go to the ingredients and read the ingredients. And in case of Aroy D coconut milk, unfortunately, even reading the ingredients is not enough. You have to be knowledgeable that this brand has an additive which is not listed in here. Then there is another brand that is Trader Joe's brand. Again, that's available only in the US. That I know of, that is also additive free. That is Trader Joe's own in-house brand. Other than these two, the Native Forest Simple and Trader Joe's brand, I don't know of any commercial brands in the US that are AIP compliant. So the best advice I can give you is to make more of your homemade coconut milk, which is what I do too. For most of my cooking, where I'm using coconut milk in curries or stews or soups, I generally make my own homemade coconut milk, and I have posted a video before of homemade coconut milk. So you can watch it. It's very easy. You just need to have a nut milk bag, or a strainer, and you can make your and a blender, and you can make your homemade coconut milk fairly easily and simply, and you can be assured that it is 100% coconut milk. So that's it, guys. That's the only thing I wanted to bring to you, but I thought it was very important to talk about this since many of you are on AIP. And I have also mentioned about Aroy D coconut milk in many of my videos. So now I wanted to kind of clarify that it is not AIP compliant, and I have just learned about this. All right, so thank you, folks.